Pollard, all right? All right, let's go back to high school, right? You went to two different high schools, right? You ended up at Melrose.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's start freshman and sophomore year, Germantown?
Freshman year, I was at Germantown.
Okay.
That wasn't the place for me. The program, the football program, I didn't really like the program like that. So, me and my dad decided that I told him that I wanted to transfer, so we made that happen.
All right, so you end up at so just freshman year at
Yes,
Germantown, and then the last 3 were at Melrose?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me what it's like going to school at Melrose.
It's like a big family because, the whole entire Orange Mound community really goes to Melrose. And, I grew up playing for the Cherokee Dolphins, the Orange Mound Little League team, so I really knew everybody. So it was just like a big reunion for me.
All right, so when did you start playing football? How old were you?
I first started playing football when I was 4 years old, and I was turning 5 on my birthday.
Wait, what?
Yep.
4?
Yep.
You were on a team?
Yep. 4 years turning 5. I was just turning 5.
What kind of 4-year-old team are there? Is it flag?
No, sir. Contact football, Whitehaven Ravens.
Hold on now. Wait, you were on a 4-year-old team with pads?
I was 4, but I was just turning 5. Like, they wouldn't let me on the team until I turned 5. So.
Because of safety reasons, of course.
Yeah.
5 years old. Did you wear a helmet?
Yes, sir.
A helmet and pads at 5 years old?
My pants was too long for my leg. My knee pads were on my shin. Yeah,
This is outrageous.
Rough.
How old were the rest of the kids?
Way older than me. I was the smaller guy on the team. I know that.
All right, so now you're playing. Did you play anything else? Baseball, basketball, anything else?
I played T-ball.
T-ball.
That's about it.
Did you run track?
I did run track. My 9th through 12th grade year, I ran track.
How good were you at track? Because it feels like you're faster than everybody.
I was pretty good. I made it to state my 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade year in the 4x1, 4x2. And my 12th grade year, I made the state in hurdles.
So you did hurdles and you did the relays.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then football. Your senior year, obviously, you're thinking. I guess by your junior year, you're thinking about college football, right? What were the schools that it came down to? Were there other schools that you were deciding between?
Like as far as scholarship offers, I had Memphis. I had TSU, MTSU, Austin Peay, Georgia Southern. And as far as just my offers, I was going with Memphis because that was my biggest offer. And, the program was already on the rise. But I had a few SEC schools looking at me. They wanted me to play defense. Like I had Missouri. They wanted me to play safety. I had Mississippi State looking at me. A lot of big SEC schools wanted me for defense. But, Memphis really wanted me for offense. So I just stayed home with the full ride and just chose offense.
Okay, so there was no, huge decision between Memphis and somebody else. By the time it got to that point, you knew you were going to Memphis.
Yes, sir.
Were you mad that bigger schools weren't coming after you? Did you, have a chip on your shoulder about it?
I did, because I feel like I had just as much talent, if not more, than the people that did get the offers. But, I just believed in myself and just kept working hard and, everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
All right, so you were always even when you came in, it was like athlete, specialist, right? Like that's kind of how they said that this is what Tony Pollard is when he's coming to school. What'd you want to be? When you first got to school, did you think you were going to be a running back? Did you think you were going to be a receiver?
I was just coming off my 12th grade year. I played receiver, so I was leaning more towards receiver. But, all my life growing up from Little League, middle school to high school, I was playing running back. So running back was just natural to me. And
then you got here and there's 50.
Yeah.
There's 50 running backs. So, I guess the Fuente year was your first year.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. When he leaves, because you pick up to, obviously you're going to, when you decide to go to school there, you're going to play for Justin Fuente, and then he's gone. Did you ever consider leaving at that point because it wasn't who you signed up to play for?
I thought about it for a minute, but then I just realized that I was at home in my city, and I know I had the whole city behind me, and that's when I just had to realize that it was a business. Like, coaches leave every year. They have bigger opportunities just like you. They're doing what's best for their family, so I couldn't hold that against them. And, after I realized that, I just focused on me and got better at what I do.
All right, so then the next year Norvell comes in, and it's going to be your first year to play because you've redshirted. When's the first time that you're thinking to yourself, I'm actually going to get a chance here?
I always believed that I had a chance. Like my redshirt year, I thought I was gonna play all the way until game day, and it kind of hurt me a little bit. But once I look back on it, I'm glad that I did redshirt. That was good for me, and it was a learning experience, a chance for me to catch up with the speed of the game and everything like that.
So you weren't mad about it?
Nah.
You were at first?
At first, but once I thought about it, it was good for me. It's what I needed.
All right, what is it like redshirting a year? We hear about it all the time, right? A guy redshirted, he had to redshirt his freshman year, or like sometimes it happens because of injury and you're allowed to take a redshirt year, but yours is just your first year on a college campus and then they tell you you're redshirting, so you're not playing in the games.
I mean, it's something different, especially when you're used to being like the top players on the team and used to being on the field at all times, and for you to just have to sit out, it's a drastic change that you're not used to, but you just have to be mentally tough and just stay focused and locked in and have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself.
So what do you think was going to happen the first year you're going to get to play? You thinking you're going to get to play receiver? I mean, listen, Miller's there. You look around and you got unbelievable receivers. You look around and there's 50 running backs. Are you thinking, how am I getting on the field here?
None of that really mattered to me because I always believed in myself, and I knew I had unbelievable talent, and I just trusted in myself and did what I know how to do and just make plays when the opportunity comes. All
right, so in terms of the making plays when the opportunity comes, when is it clear to you that you're going to be a kick returner?
After the first game, when I had my first kick return, and we had went like 20 years without a kick return, I was just thinking like, how do we do 20 years without doing this?
Hey, here's what I said at the beginning of the show. I said, you had 2, and that's a school record. 2's the record, okay? So now you've – 2 is the record. I said, and they weren't good for most of those 20 years, so they got a lot of kickoffs. How did none of them how did nobody break one?
I don't know. I still ask myself the same question to this day, but –
did you know that there hadn't been one when you took the first one, or was that all after the fact when they told you? Did they have to tell you, hey, nobody had done that in 20 years?
Nah,
you knew.
It was a big thing throughout the whole special teams unit. Like when Coach Lloyd first got here, that's what his goal was to get a kick return. He said we were gonna get a kick return. He said it was gonna be me, and it just so happened to be me. I'm just blessed that it was.
So after you took the first one to the house, you were like, okay, they're going to let me keep doing this.
Yeah, like I knew I could do this. So.
I have heard you say that in order to return kicks, you have to be fearless, right? Because there's 11 guys running as fast as they can at you, and you're going the opposite way as fast as you can, right?
Yes, sir.
And the guys don't typically want to hit you full speed, right?
They don't.
Okay, so if guys don't want to hit you full speed, here's what I'm asking. Where does the fearlessness come from? The fact that you played football when you were 4?
I feel like that had a lot to do with
it. That you were 4 years old playing against
that man had a lot to do
maybe
with
teenagers? And so at some point you just got rid of the fear?
I mean, you're going to get hit regardless. It's football. That happens. So the way I see it,
there was never a moment where you got where you got laid out and you thought, oh, that wasn't that bad, or I'm okay? Or
I mean, I done got plenty big hits from kick returns, but I just always get back up. I was always a tough kid growing up. I fall, bust my head or something, I get right back up, do it again.
Did you get in a lot of fights?
Not really. I just was busy. Do
you have brothers and sisters? Brothers?
I got one brother and one sister older than me. I'm the youngest.
Does he fight you? He didn't make you tough.
We used to.
Oh, so he did. You got an older brother. Yeah. He was rough on you, and him and his friends.
Yeah, we both was rough on each other.
So that's how you get tough, right? If you got an older brother and you got an older brother with friends around, they're probably picking on you, right? So now you run full speed at 11 guys. After you get the first one, everybody's making a big deal out of it. First time in 20 years, right? Then you get the second one, it's like the record.
Yeah, once I got the second one, I knew I could keep doing this. Like I knew it wasn't just that hard. Like to go 20 years without it, I don't know how.
What are you thinking when the ball's in the air? Are you thinking, God, I hope it comes to me? I mean, or is there anything going? What's going through your head when the kickoff happens?
I'm just hoping I get a chance to catch it because I feel like if I get the ball on kick return, I can score on all of them. With our scheme set up the way it is, and the way the coach go over all the different other teams and their specialists and how they do things and the way that we fix our game plan based off what they're bringing to the games. It just, I feel like I can score every time I get the ball.
So part of it is that you got this crazy speed, and you obviously see the lanes. The other thing is, you would tell me there is insane preparation that goes into this. This is not, like happenstance that all these kick returns have taken place, or just 100%. Hey, Tony Pollard's the one fielding it. That you guys, the other team is scouted, and you guys are blocking it, and so do you know where to go when the ball's in the air?
I mean, we have different returns for different occasions, different points in the game. So some returns might be through the middle or to the right side or the left side. So I pretty much know where to run, but they don't just tell you exactly where to run.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you catch the ball. At what point do you know where you're going with it? 2 steps?
Once I get going,
right? Your head's in the air, right?
Yes, sir.
Your head's in the air, and now you're catching it, and now you look up. And there might be somebody right in your face, right? Not on a kickoff.
Yeah.
They're not in your face, right? So now you're looking up, and within what? Just wherever that first step is? Because I would figure the first step's got to be in the direction you want to go typically.
Man, once I get going downhill, I just foot on the gas all the way down.
It doesn't matter. You're just looking for any seam.
Yes, sir.
Whatsoever to get.
And I just hit it full speed. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people get back there and try to do too much dancing or moving like that, but you got to realize people are coming at you full speed. So while you're dancing and cutting, they're still running at you.
At some point, were you insulted by the fact that they were still kicking to you?
Kind of, but not really.
I mean, at some point, I would be like, seriously, this is what you want? Like, I mean, I take it to the house like almost every time you kick it to me. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, be my guest.
Do the other guys is there some kind of don't you guys sit around and think like, hey, Tony, they're probably not going to kick it? I can imagine the meetings are probably like, hey, here's what we're going to do when they don't kick it to Tony, but then somehow they end up kicking it to you again.
I don't know what it is, but I hope they keep doing it.
How aware are you of all the records that deal with kick returns? You're one off national.
I know one more, and I'll be tied for the record. And then
Right.
if I get 2, then I'll have a record. I know that much.
In the history of college football. No, were you surprised at the number 7?
I really was. I thought Devin Hester had it like 10 or something like that, a crazy number.
It seemed like that, right? All right, so now, do you watch other kick returners?
Yes, sir. I watch a lot of everything, like different kick returners, different receivers, running backs. I just watch football a lot.
So who are you a fan of?
Growing up, I like Reggie Bush and Percy Harvin. Those are 2 type of guys that I try to resemble my game.
Right. And so this year, obviously everybody knows about the kick return stuff, but I mean, they've handed it off to you in the backfield. They've run reverses to you. They've thrown the swing passes, whatever. How do you think Tony Pollard gets used this year? Same?
As far as special teams and things like that, the same, if not more. But on offense, a bigger role, expected to make more plays for the team on offense, whether it receive or running back. Either way, it doesn't really matter.
You think you're just going to be set up everywhere?
Yes, sir.
Did you start to think, all right, was the NFL a goal when you first went to college? Or did it become a goal since you have had this level of success when you were, since you have been there, right? Did you always think, I want to be a professional football player?
When I first joined the football team when I was 5 years old, I wanted to go to the NFL.
That's it.
I knew I would be an NFL player. That's what I told myself. Like, in class, teachers they tell you like the chances, how slim the chances are, but I never really listened to that because I just held myself to higher expectations, and I knew that it was capable if I just stayed with it and kept working hard and believed in myself.
How often do you guys race?
I haven't raced in a minute.
What do you mean? Can you outrun Henderson?
That's a good race right there, Will. You had that's like
Henderson is fast, bro. I mean, there's a couple of your kick returns, and then
that's like a pay-per-view race. You might have to pay for that one.
It is pay-per-view. Like, hey, what is it? Was it 80? The first one at UCLA. I think it was like he took it like 80.
Yes, sir.
I mean, whatever his top speed was on that, he was burning. Because I mean, you got corners trying to chase you down, and the distance kept getting bigger. between him and those guys. They weren't tracking him down, man. The distance just kept getting bigger.
Yes,
You
sir.
never raced him.
Nah, never raced.
Miller?
You never raced.
None of them. How about Riley Ferguson? you ever race him? Dorsey?
Nope.
Sam Crabb?
Nobody.
Nobody. You don't race. I would think that's what I would do if everybody's talking about how fast I was. I would be trying to race people all the time.
If they wanted to see me and Darrell Henderson, they might have to pay for that race, though.
You think you could beat him in a race? He's fast.
He is
You're
fast.
fast too.
That's
I don't
why
know.
We don't know. We ain't never raced. So.
I can't believe you guys have never raced. How can you? This seems like it's silly.
You just got to keep people guessing.
Hey, but you took the one back last year, the very beginning of the season, the opening one of the season.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that was in a freaking monsoon. I was at that game.
was.
I was sitting I went to the game. I sat in the very top row just because like the rain was sideways and I wanted to go. Like, what's that like? How do you run in that and not fall down? Like, how do you run in that and not fall down?
How do you return a touchdown in a monsoon?
It was a hurricane out there.
And it was right after the half. So
And you running 99 yards like it's nothing.
hey, a lot of practice, a lot of hard work.
Could you see?
I could see, but
Barely.
Like it was just, I don't know. That was crazy.
And it's puddles. You're just running through.
the whole
you're just running through puddles.
the whole run down, my feet was squeaking because I had so much water in my cleats. So it just.
Has anybody ever had worse luck on home game weather than you guys? It was unbelievable. Even that UCLA game was 150 degrees outside, and the other ones, it was like you played in hurricanes.
Yeah, we couldn't catch a break.
That was outrageous, right? All right, so for this season, what kind of goals you have? I mean, listen, we got to break the record. We got to get at least two kickoff returns. There's going to be two teams stupid enough to kick it to you.
Win the conference championship.
That's definitely one of my goals. And, another goal, we got to win the championship. The conference is good, but we got to win the whole thing this year. And I told myself that I wanted to have at least 2,000 all-purpose yards.
2,000?
Yes, sir.
All right, 2,000. Well, the other thing is, we looked it up. You're 32.5 yards per kickoff return. Do you know what the record is nationally?
No, sir.
It's a guy from Tennessee, Evan Berry. There's 34.
Is that for
So
the
we
career?
just got to, for a career. So we just got to get it up a yard and a half. That's not easy when your freaking number is 33 already. If your average is 33, now you got to get a yard. You got to get a yard and a half more on the kickoff returns. Because number one, we got to get them to kick it to you.
Yeah.
That's number one. Maybe we just need to talk crazy to them, right? Maybe I could just send out tweets like, "I bet your ass won't kick it to Tony Pollard," right? You know what I'm saying? Whoever you guys are playing that week, I'll be like, "I bet your ass ain't kicking to Tony Pollard." They'll be like, "Oh yeah," and all of a sudden we get what we want, right?
Hey, if
I
you
bet
wanna
your
do
ass won't kick it to Tony Pollard.
Be my guest.
Who's the first game?
I mean,
I'm gonna send it to their Twitter account right now.
Lamborghini Mercer.
Lamborghini Mercer.
Lamborghini
Mercer, I bet you're kicking it to Tony Pollard.
Well, I mean, all they gotta do if they just put you back there with Daryl, like it's pick your poison. Like you don't have a choice, man.
Or kick it out of
you
bounds.
just kick it out of bounds. Yeah.
Right? Have you ever wanted to do punts?
Yes, sir. I think this year you'll probably see me back there doing a few.
That's
punts.
worse. The punt's worse. At least you can catch the kickoff and you got like a second to look around. But you don't care. You don't care.
I feel like punt return is more like backyard football. Like once you actually catch it and make the first guy miss, it's just finding daylight.
How do you
and
not
running.
think about the fact that there might be somebody a foot from you that's like coming in like a missile? You know what I'm saying? Like that would just.
It's football.
You don't care.
It's football.
You don't care. Do you do like scary stuff? Like, you know what I mean? Like were you a guy that like would do tricks on bikes and stuff like that? Not now, obviously, because you got a career to worry about, right?
I mean, as a kid,
give me something fearless that you've done outside of football.
Fearless.
Yeah.
Like
what would show me
I
that
don't
you're
know
just
about
not
too much fearless stuff. I know I used to ride bikes and do all type of tricks and stand on the seat and stuff like that.
You
But
would.
That just comes from doing it so much and being good at it.
Are you scared of like? Because I mean, obviously you say fearless. Snakes,
I don't like snakes, but I wouldn't say I'm scared of them.
big dog.
I'm used to dogs. We had dogs.
I mean,
all
an
my life.
enormous one. It's pissed off.
I mean, I'm running.
You're running. You're fast enough to run. Now, me, on the other hand, I've got to be terrified. The dog can catch me. Somehow the dog can't catch you.
I'm running.
What scares you?
I don't do roller coasters. I don't do them.
Roller coasters?
Don't do them.
Why? You think they're going to go off the tracks?
It's too high in the air for me, and something might go wrong. I could fall off and be through from a roller coaster. I'm not doing it.
When was the last time you were on a roller coaster? We found the one thing that scares Tony Pollard. He is unafraid of some guy launching himself like a missile at him.
I don't know. I can't even.
You recall going on one?
I remember getting on one when I was little, like 5 years old or something like that.
Everything happened when you were 5.
That's when I got on my first little ride, and I realized it wasn't for me.
You have not been on a roller coaster since you were 5 years old?
I probably may have been on a small one, but nothing major. Like
that is one thing you. What about the rest of heights? Are you fine?
I really don't do heights like that.
No heights. That is a legitimate fear.
Yeah, I don't like heights.
Right. Is that do you have nightmares about it too?
Nah.
I have nightmares about it, like falling off of stuff. You know what I mean? Cliffs and crap like that. Right?
It don't keep me up at night, but that ain't something I'm just too good with.
All right, heights. We have found that Tony Pollard is scared of heights. All right, we're going to really get to know you. You ready? This is going to be exactly like you want to be in the NFL, right? This is going to be like what these NFL teams would ask you, except harder. Okay? Not really harder. What hobby would you get into if time was not an issue?
I like fishing.
Fishing?
Without time being involved, without me being worried about how long I'm out there, I probably would do fishing.
Fishing. What job would you be terrible at?
A window washer on a skyscraper.
Probably being a janitor, because I don't like cleaning up behind people. If I ain't make the mess, I don't want to clean up behind you.
You have a roommate?
Yeah.
Messy?
Nah, we good.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, but you obviously have at least had to deal with people that are messy before.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Because you know you don't like it. Are you a clean freak?
I'm not a clean freak, but I'm a clean person.
What are we talking about? Like if there was a dish out on the table, would that upset you?
Nah.
Or dishes in the dishwasher?
Like if it was
what, clothes laying around? What?
A lot of dishes, and I didn't put them in the sink, I'm not washing them.
You're not washing them.
Yeah.
So you'd be a bad janitor. What job would you be really good at? Not football.
What job would I be good at? Not football. So I couldn't say coaching?
Yeah, you can say coaching.
I feel like I'd be a good coach just because I've been around the game for so long and played football since I was knee-high.
Norvell's a good coach.
He is.
He is a good coach for sure. I mean, obviously, you saw both. You saw Fuente kind of bring it back, and the fact that Memphis football got good, and then it was scary you're losing Paxton, you're losing the coach and the quarterback. Like, you're going to be able to keep this thing going, and he has done an unbelievable job. Yes, speaking of, we kept the coach. We didn't keep the quarterback because Riley's going on. What about these new kids?
2 quarterbacks that we have right now are pretty good. You know, they're ready to step up and fill the shoes of, the former quarterbacks that we had. It's between Brady and David Moore. You know, it's still a competition right now. We don't know who probably will be the starter right now. They're still up for grabs. We'll see this count, though.
Either one you're fine with?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's hard to replace. Riley was good. Hard to replace Riley. Underrated.
He was good.
Underrated, too. Because, I mean, he would – some of especially with Miller, he would put it on the button with Miller. What do you listen to? What have you listened to most recently?
What do you mean, music?
Yeah. You got what do you when you listen to music? Do you listen to like Apple Music, Spotify, what?
I listen to Apple Music.
Apple Music. So what are you listening to?
Whatever is out.
No, I got to get hip.
Hot.
Yeah, but I know. But you're in college. Tell me, what's hot?
G Herbo just dropped. He got a new album out.
I know G Herbo.
I listen to Young Boy, Lil Baby.
I don't know Young Boy.
NBA Young Boy.
All right.
I listen to Lil Baby. I listen to Gunna. I got a variety of people that I listen to, really.
But if it was time to put it on in the weight room, what would you pick?
Ooh. Time to put it on the weight room. Who would I go with? I might play some Dolph.
Memphis.
Lil Baby's
No.
popular, man. I saw Ivan Rabb from the Grizzlies on Instagram yesterday post his Apple Music playlist. Had like 4 Lil Baby songs on
I
it.
want to check out Gunner. I like that name.
Yeah.
Gunner.
It's pretty hot right now.
All right. What do you wish you knew a lot about?
What do I wish I knew a lot about? Cause there's so much. I don't even know.
What could
know
you
how to
give a
answer that.
40-minute presentation on without any preparation?
Football.
Give me something you would rate 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Let me see. Like, it can be anything.
Anything. It could be anything. Food, music, a movie, a girl, you name it.
I would say I like fast cars, so I would get a Camaro a 10 out of 10.
A Camaro. All right. What website do you visit the most?
Probably my Memphis.
What? My Memphis.
My Memphis, my little, our Memphis portal for my school and classes, things like that.
MyMemphis.edu.
Yes, sir.
Come on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like if you're gonna go look something up or like you're just gonna kill some time.
I mean, YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
What kind of videos you watch? You funny video guy or
I
you?
watch funny videos. I watch.
Give me the go-to YouTube video. If somebody just came up to you and they were like, "Yo, show me something on YouTube."
I might show them a highlight. It's
Tony
on there.
Pollard. It's on there.
They're impressive. They're impressive.
You just sit there and watch your own highlights
I might
back
just
to
show
back.
them my highlight. I
You
might
just-
watch some music videos. See what's out, see what's new, or some other highlights from different players or things like that. Just different clips of football.
Yeah, so now the other two guys, your two guys are retired, Bush and Harvin. So now who? Who you watching now?
I'm really just watching just different guys that play different positions, trying to get better at everything.
Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
about as fast as it gets. Antonio Brown.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
On all these awards lists, which one would you want if you could get any award?
I mean, I'm really not studying the award list.
You don't care about it?
I mean, it ain't too big to me. I'm trying to win.
I want you to win all the awards too.
That would be
both.
nice.
I want you to win the games. If you win the
would be
games, you get
nice.
the awards, right?
That's how it goes.
And I'm dead serious. I'm gonna start tweeting these people. I bet you won't kick it to Tony Pollard.
Hey, I'm retweeting.
My man, congratulations on the success so far, and I'm excited about this season. We don't have long, right? We only got a couple weeks to a first game. And before that, if you do race Darrell Henderson, we want to know who wins it. Or maybe I can set it up on pay-per-view. I don't know. You're a college athlete, so I got to keep all the money. Thanks for coming in, Tony.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Tony Pollard from the Memphis Tigers. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to Tony Pollard. Thanks to John Roser across the glass. Thanks to Kimball back in our studio. Until